What's happening, guys? Jason from Aircooled Vintage Works, and here's the pan to our 67 cowload build. Looks a lot different, right? It's all cleaned up, new pan housing, powder coated. But I don't want to talk about that today. What I want to talk about is this. This is the shift rod that's out of this car. And we're going to put this back in the car, but I want to show you some of the new technology that's available and the way we're going to make this fit this car. So again, factory shift rod out of our car. Normally, you would slide this in, and this is the mount that's underneath your shifter in the tunnel. And there's typically a bushing that sits right in there, and the shift rod just passes through as you shift gears. And we all know, if you've been a Volkswagen person for a long time, those bushings don't last. Let me show you. This is that bushing. This is a plastic reproduction. This is basically, up until now, the only option that was available. And you can see, I mean, I can bend it, pull it apart. Like, it doesn't have much structure to it other than its shape. And what you do is it installs right in here. And it's got a little clip in it, which is this. And that clip sits on the front. I'm sure you guys are familiar with these. These things are the bane of existence for a lot of people. But anyway, the shift rod passes through here, and this piece over time will loosen up, it'll wear, you're going to get a lot of motion in your shifter because this thing is basically falling apart. These will last maybe 5 or 6 months if you're lucky, and that's about it. And after that, it's time for replacement. But again, you don't need to replace it with this anymore. So let's take this out of here. This is old technology. Let me show you what the new technology is. This is a brand new CNC machine Delrin shift rod bushing. As you can see, it's got little detents here to lock it in place. It's very, very firm, very strong. You can see I'm using 2 hands and I can barely collapse it. I can't deform it at all. And this just slides right in place, and those clips, those little detents will lock it right in, and your shift rod passes right through here. And to make it easier to see, let's just install it on the shift rod here. It just slides right on, super easy. And you can see, I mean, it's smooth, and you cannot deform it when it's in place. I'm using a lot of pressure and it isn't moving. And you can see it's made to just do one thing, and that's it. And this piece, this is like a lifetime piece. You're not gonna have to replace this. Delrin is a really great material. If you don't know a lot about it, jump on Google and you'll see why you know, race cars, NASCAR, they all use Delrin for all of their bushings for a reason. And this is a really nice piece. So again, brand new technology replacement for your shift rod bushing. I'll put a link to these things in the description so you can check them out. They're on our website. These fit basically any type 1, Gia, and some type 3, and they'll just clip right in place. So that's one problem solved, right? Now we've got the front portion fixed. But the rear, where it attaches to the trans, that's another area of problems. If you have your factory shift coupler back here, you know it's got those little rubber inserts, and those things always wear out, they break. If the coupler unfolds, then you're stuck, you can't shift. How do you fix it? This is a good way to do it. This is a brand new billet machined shift coupler, and as you can see, it's just like the factory. This is a late model one, so it'll fit post 64, fits type 1, type 2, and type 3. And it's got the grub screw just like factory with the wire tie hole so that you can stop this from backing out. And it's a super easy install. And I could probably do this with one hand. Tighten this down, and you'll see there's no deflection in this. None. It's basically going to go on, attach to the nose cone mount, and go back and forth, and probably last you longer than you have the car. This is a great way to get rid of the issue with the factory shift couplers, even the HD ones. I've broken those plenty of times. You're not gonna break this. Even if you're a hardcore drag racer, you're gonna have a really hard time breaking something like this. And like I said, this is the late one. If you have a pre-64 car, we also have them for early cars right here. Same basic idea. Got your grub screws. This will probably take you all of 30 seconds to install. These are the best options out there for securing the shift rod inside the tunnel over here, so that it's just going to go back and forth nice and smooth without deflection and without breaking parts. Again, I'll put a link to both of these pieces in the description so you can grab them off of our website and upgrade your car. But stay tuned for the rest of the build on this. Now that we got the pan back, we're going to start building it out into a roller, and you'll see these pieces in action. Thanks for watching.